The following program contains views that are not those of WVTC, iNetworks Communications, their subsidiaries, affiliates, or financial supporters.
Winning victory through Christ, WVTC Allsip Chicago, and iNetworks Communication Station.
Good morning and welcome to Oils Behind Closed Doors, where we're considering the power to be in 2023. We're going to introduce ourselves. I'm Ruth Conwell.
And I'm Brenda Maxey.
And we have a team, and we have Janetta Diener and Regina Rucker, who are our resource persons. And we are 4 Visions for Oils. And we're here to just share with you the doTERRA essential oils. And we're going to start out with the scripture.
So our scripture is, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in good health, even as thy soul prospereth. That's found in 3 John 1, verse 2. So as we continue on,
we're going to start off with our disclaimer. The information shared here is not meant for diagnosis or treatment. This presentation is meant to provide information for your review and consideration. Please feel free to share this information with your healthcare provider. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. At the email on the screen, 4visionsforoils@gmail.com.
and as we go to our next one, we had another scripture because we're talking about breaking that sad diet.
Yes.
We are all on. This is the month of January, and we know that everybody's always making those resolutions. And it all starts with our health.
Yeah.
So, and as God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed, which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat. That's found in Genesis 1:29.
Yeah.
So as we start talking about the sad diet, look at that guy there.
Yeah. You are what you eat.
And
that is what he's projecting there.
Yeah, we all got that waistline going on right there. So if you look at you got 2 sides. You got the left side, which has all those things that we're so used to eating.
Fast food.
Fast food stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the right, we got some healthier choices there.
Yeah.
So as we look at that, we want to talk about how food is the cause of
disease. Yes, all the diseases. And we're eating ourselves into a grave. And what we're trying to do for the new year is change our habits.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what we're trying to share with you today.
And what we found out is that physicians, they don't know a lot about nutrition. We go to our doctors and they're always talking about putting us on this medication and that medication.
Right.
And it's not working.
No, it's not working. Really, so when you ask the doctor, what can I do? Then he'll just, give you, I don't know exactly what you're asking me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving you this medication, so that should be helpful to you. It should be working. If that doesn't work, we'll give you another one that will work for you.
Right. And what the FDA does is they approve all these different medications that they're allowing us to put into our body.
Yeah.
So, but in my opinion, what the FDA is doing is approving our death.
Yeah,
and they're keeping us
very sick.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and side effects as well.
So what we found, we did some research this week, and it was just really awesome. I enjoyed it. Didn't you?
I did too. It really was enlightening.
Yeah, there's this documentary that's out there. It's called Eating You Alive.
Yes.
And it's on health and wellness.
Yes. And it's given by doctors too. Many different types of doctors that deal with a lot of patients. And they had a lot of testimonies too.
Oh, they did. Oh my God.
Yes.
They were really awesome, the testimonies that we heard.
Right.
And we want to be able to share this information. We're going to talk about some of that documentary.
Yes.
And because it was really enlightening.
Yeah.
More eye-opening. It kind of made me really want to change my
a lot of different things that we're doing. We think that we're eating healthy, but not enough.
Not enough.
And why do we make the choices that we make?
Well, it's because of what we have been informed, our knowledge, the knowledge that we receive. Do we
Right.
really receive knowledge on how to eat
Yeah.
healthy?
Not knowing, yes.
Yeah.
Not
When we
knowing.
think back, our parents only do what they know to do
Exactly.
because doctors are not encouraging us to do anything different that's more healthier.
Right. That
You
is
know,
true.
they not really, they just continue to
Just
promote.
follow what their parents. It's
Exactly.
really just following what their parents did. It's
Right.
like what do we call that? Inherited.
Yeah, and you're right.
Inherited
It's inherited.
convenience and stuff.
Inherited knowledge.
Right.
That's
Inherited
what it is.
knowledge. Right.
So we continue to follow the pattern of some of
Right.
the things that our parents
And
do.
what do you do when you go to one of your holiday dinners and you say, I'm not eating this, but everything on the table has something that you don't need.
Mhm.
I mean, it's
Right.
almost like, what are we doing to ourselves?
Well,
But let's go, don't go that far right now. Let's just go to how we
Yeah.
make choices. And we make
Yeah.
choices because of convenience.
Yes. Now, when we talk about convenience,
We talk about opening a box and just pouring it in some water and it's
we're in
ready.
a hurry. We don't, yeah,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
and we want to fix something. Yeah,
Yeah, fixing
it's already
something.
pre-mixed.
It's pre-mixed.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I like. There's this one. What is it called? It's a salad. It's a salad mix.
Sure is.
It's,
Yeah, it's in a
It's a
cellophane bag. Oh,
No, this
I've
one is a
seen.
box.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's box, and I actually kind of like the thing, but you know what?
Yes,
But
I kind of liked it.
I do. It's a salad, and it turns out to be a cold salad. I can't think of what the name of it is right
Okay,
now, but it
okay.
turns out to be a cold salad. But it's convenient. But
It is.
do we
That's
really
true.
know what we're taking in when we do that?
Absolutely,
And-
and something has to be put in it to keep it fresh.
Exactly.
So therefore, all
It's
of the
convenient.
nutrients is probably not even in there anymore. So
Now, advertising and PR helps us to make the choices that we make too.
that's
Because
true. Watching TV and
mhm,
seeing
good.
the food on the TV. And,
Mhm.
oh,
They advertise
love
those
that
Burger
chicken from
King.
Popeyes.
Oh yeah, Popeyes. Yeah, Popeyes and Burger King.
yeah.
They
Have it your way.
have it your way. You can make your hamburger your way.
Yeah.
And when you ride down the streets, all you see are these big, beautiful signs. And then not only that, they're offering these foods at a convenient price to you.
That is true.
as
Buy
well.
one, get another one. So
Mhm.
yeah. So
Or
advertising.
get 4 items for $5.
That is true.
Yeah,
That is
$5.
true. Yeah.
So that advertising is another thing that keeps us going to those wrong foods that we
is
should
true.
not be
That is so true.
eating.
And of course, we mentioned the fast and quick and those frozen dinners.
Oh yeah, we're all in a hurry, or yeah.
Can you
And,
imagine that?
and it's
frozen
easy.
dinners. You can buy greens on a frozen dinner,
Mhm.
and you're thinking that you got a good meal, or the string beans or something like that, or cauliflower,
Right.
all frozen. But the nutrients have been washed out.
That's right. And when you're talking about those frozen dinners, what are
Yeah.
they full of? Sodium.
That's true. To hold them together as far as
That's so
keeping them fresh. Mhm,
preserve 'em.
Yeah.
And even when we say fast and quick, we go grab a can of greens or even
That is
peas
true.
and string beans.
Right.
And
that's
and,
got sodium as well.
yeah, it does have.
And I remember when I was learning how to cook sometimes, and I didn't want to wash string beans. You buy them in the can.
Mhm.
Someone told me to rinse them off
You
to
do.
get the sodium out.
Yeah.
But still, the nutrients are already out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
we have to be careful about this fast and quick. But that's why we make choices that
Mhm.
way, because we're in a hurry.
now the next thing is the taste.
Yeah.
Now they create all these things that sugar and salt. And I'm the salt person. I'm not the sugar person, but I'm the salt person. So the taste of those products is what draws us even more
Right.
into them.
Because it has the right amount of sugar we want and right amount of salt that we want in them. And any other type of
Mhm.
ingredient that
Right.
we're craving.
Just
know?
like those candy bars, how
Yes.
sweet they are.
Right.
Everybody's looking at
Yeah.
the taste of things. So, and even they said, even in this documentary, they even said that even in the fast food restaurants or just in the market food industry period,
Yeah.
they figured out how much salt and sugar is needed
That
to
is
make
true.
that food taste the way people really
Right.
want it.
And butter and oils.
Butter and oils, and it
Right,
keeps you
yeah.
coming back to them for
Yes.
that stuff.
And then like when you're watching TV, it looks good. So to
Mhm.
be appealing to the eye is
Yes.
another reason we
Right.
make a choice. Because
Right.
sometimes you're watching TV and say, oh, I'm run out and get me some Buffalo Wild Wings.
Because
Because
it looks so good on the TV. So what do? I always say we eat with our eyes first.
That's true. Yeah.
First, because
Right.
whatever we see, we
Right.
want to.
And you mentioned something about if you buy one, you get another one free. So that's so cost is also a reason
Yeah.
why you might, make that choice, make a
Right.
bad choice.
Right.
So we're just going to talk to you today about what you can do. Eating Yourself Alive documentary also gave us plant-based, give us an idea that we should have a plant-based diet with no meat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it for 20 days first, just to get yourself set. But when you do that, too much can damage your kidney or promote cancer cells to grow. So if you have too much meat, it's going to stay in your system for a while. It doesn't come right out
It does
like a vegetable would.
And the reason being is because the quality of our meat. And in this video, it showed only a small snippet, if I'm correct,
right,
of how people have mistreated these animals that we're putting in our body.
That's true.
I just remember seeing how they abused the cow and how they abused chicken. It's like, really, I'm an animal lover too. So just to see that abuse going,
and then we still have the meat cured to eat.
And then not
after
only
they're
that,
abused, yeah.
after they abused them and they pumped them up with all these hormones or steroids or whatever, then that stuff is going into you.
Right.
When you're eating that meat, that stuff is getting into your system as well.
Right.
That's why there is so much cancer in kidney. I see
because
more
we're eating the chemicals or the steroids, whatever they're putting in the animal.
They're
It's
coming into you.
And then on top of that, if you get an illness that the doctor feel you need a steroid yourself, now you overdose.
No, there you go. There you go.
So I'm just, so much.
It
can
is
be
so much that you have to be aware of, because when you see some of this stuff, it makes you want to change your mind about what you put
in your body.
And so as we listen to doctors,
yes, we
talking about this, and even people that had some illnesses,
right, and they recovered by changing their diets, and that's so important.
That is important.
And that we had one star,
Samuel Jackson, and we're going to share his testimony.
Right.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson was in this video too.
Sure was.
So we'll talk to you after we finish talking about
so
these things that we need to cut out.
So one of the things we want to cut out is oil. It says no oil. Pure fat is what you get when you say you're using oil. Yes, and it could be overuse. It could, when it's overly used, you can cook with it. You would be using it on dressing, and coconut oil is 90% fat. And think about it, lard is 40%. It's less than the coconut oil. And we thought the coconut oil was better for us.
And in actuality, we are assuming too much oil, and none of these oils are really good for you. We always thought that coconut oil was good for you. And we always thought that, what is that? Olive oil. Olive oil is good for you.
Because they call it pure, what is it? I can't really think of it
pure,
now. It's another name in front of it that I buy all the time, and I thought I was buying a better oil.
Yeah.
But
even avocado, we think all those oils are better for you, but they're not.
Right. And when you're cooking with oil, you're changing the content of it even more so, because you're making it
you're heating it.
You're heating it and making it saturated rather than unsaturated. Something to that. Whichever one is, I can't remember which is which.
I get them mixed
up.
I
do too. But you're changing the chemistry of when you're cooking and making it hot.
Yeah.
So it's better not to do that, for sure.
Now, another reason why they say no oil is because there's so many things that oil is in, and we don't realize. Seeing that we're eating a lot of processed food
Right.
or packaged food, more or less. If you look at the now, you got to be a good ingredient reader.
Right. You
of
got to look at
everything
the
that you're eating.
labels. Mhm.
So first of
Look at the
all,
labels.
I'm using let's say olive oil. I'm using it on my salmon. I'm cooking with my salmon with olive oil. So I'm getting my oil there. Now I'm gonna have a salad, and I'm gonna use olive oil as the base, one of my ingredients for my salad dressing.
Yeah.
So now you got those oils. Now you've picked up a package of something that you're eating along with this,
Or you're gonna sprinkle some nuts on your salad,
which is oil,
Oil.
too. Yeah. So and when you talk about maybe in breakfast, in your breakfast cereal or something,
Mhm.
there are some oils in those things.
Yes, if you take
So,
a look at it,
Yeah,
at your labels.
right. You talking about the packaged goods. Look at the labels. Many of them have oils
already,
in them,
yes.
already in them.
Yes.
So now you done taken in all this oil
Yeah.
in
yeah.
your body, which is not good. It's more calories because one thing one of the doctors said, people are coming to him and saying, well, I'm doing a plant-based, but I'm not losing weight.
Right.
Why? Because you're using olive oil, or you're cooking with oil, and not realizing
Right.
you may use it on those few things, but the other things that you're taking in also has oil in them.
them. So that's where you're getting your pure fat from. And
Pure,
it's not
yes.
leaving your body that fast.
Right, right,
And then nuts, no nuts. And depending on your health condition, though,
right.
because that's where Samuel was involved.
Yeah, so let's
Excuse
just go
me.
ahead and talk about Samuel Jackson.
Okay.
So
Now he had a major blockage in his right thigh. He had plaque in one of his major arteries and had high cholesterol, and he was fatigued. And when he went to a clinic where the doctor introduced him to another doctor who took him off of certain products, then he was able to clear all of that up because
Yes.
the doctor showed him how to use his diet to get himself together. So depending on your condition, you can't use nuts because that's the doctor took him off of nuts
right,
because
right.
of that too. So
Yeah.
you got to be real careful.
Nuts can be healthy for you, but at the same time, they cannot be.
Right,
So-
depending, like you said, on
So even let's go back to the oil. So people, in the place of oil, we use when you're sautéing. How about using broth?
yeah, you could
A broth to saute with, or even
well, that's probably
water.
Oh,
I use
that
water.
may be a
lot of
good
times.
idea if you're fixing your own broth because a lot of time broth has too much salt.
Too much salt in it.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I think that would you
So
created yourself.
You know what? I saute a lot of stuff in water, just plain water. Because
Yeah,
all
I
you-
do too.
All you do is just trying to
I
get
know,
it
trying to get
salty.
that, trying to get that taste.
Yeah.
Beverly taste,
season
but
it,
that's a
yeah,
good
with the
taste.
herbs and-
Right.
yeah.
And then there's another thing to add to your diet or to do with your diet is to have no dairy. Now, it doesn't strengthen the bones, as we've heard.
Yes,
That's
that
what
was
we found. That was
interesting.
on
Yes,
the
from the doctors.
documentary.
Yeah.
And they were saying that just because they say that, it doesn't do that because it's basically for the cow's children,
Mhm.
not human children.
Human consumption. Yeah.
Right. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So,
it was.
Milk animals produce milk for their young only.
Mhm.
And for them, it's great. It builds for them. It gives them the protein that they need. But dairy is causing cancer at our DNA level.
DNA level, yeah, because
So-
the dairy casing
Right. Yeah.
is what's creating that
Exactly.
cancer.
So we have to think about what we're doing, and we will share this video with you.
I'm telling you, it's a video
yes.
everybody needs to
Just
really
send us
see.
an
email,
email at 4visionsforoil@gmail.com.
and we will give you a copy of that video.
Yeah.
Or
Because telling you this, you may not, understand, or excuse me, or you may not want to follow us,
Mhm.
but we're showing you that, telling
Mhm.
you this, and we will share you with you the video.
Yeah, because as we were growing
Excuse
up,
me.
we were all taught that milk does the body good, and we need to drink our milk every day, 2 or 3 times a day. I remember we used to. There was 4 of us kids. No, five. I'm sorry, 5 of us, and we would get 3 gallons of milk on Monday, 2 on Wednesday, and 3 on Friday, and we drank all of that milk because that's what we were told to do.
Right. You
It
gotta
was
have your
healthy.
milk. You gotta
had to
have your
your
milk.
milk. And come to find out now, this dairy is not really good
Not
for
because
you.
it's not from our parents.
No.
And they only
Yeah,
give us-
everybody
that's what I'm saying.
in the documentary, they said, okay, cow produces milk for his baby, a giraffe produces milk for his baby. We, as humans, produce milk, women, for our babies.
Exactly.
And that's who it's supposed to be for.
Right.
Not
And
for-
after that, it's
Mhm.
over.
Yeah.
And then the next one is sugar. No sugar.
No sugar. That's the hardest one
It
for
is.
all of us.
It is. It suppresses your immune system, and
Yes.
it really gets into your lymph nodes and just messes you up.
Yeah, and sugar is really like one of the biggest drugs
Yeah.
on the market.
It
It's
is.
bigger than the whatever-
Cocaine.
cocaine and all that stuff.
That white powder.
Yeah.
White powder.
Hmm.
So it's
It's-
addictive.
It's very addictive.
Yes. Yes.
And it's in pretty much everything that's packaged.
Yes, it is.
There's nothing but sugar in it.
So
And
read your labels.
definitely read
See
your
how much
labels.
sugar you're putting in your body, because you can eat a cookie for a snack, and then you can turn around and have some cereal. Then you can turn around
Right.
and have something else out of the box.
Well, that's what they do. They've made this stuff more appealing than the natural food.
that is.
I
so
mean,
true. That is.
I
so
would
true.
rather have a bowl of Fruit Loops versus an apple because it's sweeter than that apple.
And it's good looking to the eye,
It's good-
especially for children.
Appealing to the
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah, so we'd rather have that
Right.
instead. So sugar is good for you. So on this plant-based diet that these doctors are recommending, no meat, no oil, no nuts,
no
no
dairy,
dairy,
and no
and
sugar.
no sugar.
And you know what? White flour is not even out of the question.
Oh yeah, when we talk about
Yeah.
when we talk about white flour, refined products, yeah, we got to cut all the white,
That's right.
all the white
Absolutely.
out of white flour. When it's refined, it means there's 90% of the fiber in that flour is gone.
It's gone.
And enriched, most nutrients, when it's enriched, most of the nutrients are stripped. So what they're doing is spraying it back on too.
Yeah, they're spraying it back on until
Right.
calling it enriched.
And calling it enriched. So
Yeah.
it's just amazing that a lot of things out there that we're so conditioned,
right.
I'm gonna say conditioned to eat is not really good for you. And they won't promote the healthier stuff.
Right.
They want to promote. They may do it to a little degree, but for the most part, they're
And
not.
you're probably asking the same question I asked. Well, what do I eat then?
Oh, yeah, that's what most people are saying. Now, what do I eat? There's just so many things that you can really eat.
That
and,
is true.
and
That is
honestly,
true.
you could have a plate of nice vegetables, or you can even still make that macaroni cheese that we all love macaroni. I do. Macaroni cheese. And one of the recipes, and at the end of this documentary, they did give you
some
several
recipes.
recipes
Yes.
on how, because it's not boring to eat healthy
Healthy.
at all.
No, it's not.
really good for you. And the macaroni cheese was just really interesting because I love macaroni cheese.
I do too.
But,
so I gotta get to that recipe
mhm.
and get started.
I just remember it was cup of cashews, and I think I know they use nutritional yeast, which
Mhm.
gives you that flavoring,
Gotcha.
that cheese flavoring. And I'm thinking it was still like an almond milk. So when we talk about no dairy, almond milk is good for you.
Right.
Or
Or it's coconut.
coconut
Coconut
milk.
milk as
Yeah,
well.
coconut
Mhm.
milk and
Because it's coming from a fruit.
vegetable.
It's coming from a
Greens.
vegetable or yeah.
And when
or
we think
nut.
about it, let's go back, talk about when we talk about when we say no meat, people are like, okay, where am I getting my protein from?
You can get
Well,
it.
you're getting it from the plant.
That's right.
Well, let's think about it. And this is what they did. They made you think about it. Okay, so you want to eat that cow. How did that cow get fat?
off of green.
Off of
Off of
greens,
green
off the
grass.
green grass. So he's eating his protein. So that's how we're going to get our protein, just like he did,
Right.
from the greens. All the animals, they usually eat
They're
nothing but
eating
greens.
something from the environment, not
That's
from
right.
a person. Well, I can say all
Except for our
animals.
dogs.
Yes.
We feeding our dogs like we feeding us. And
right.
yeah.
Right. But then there are some carnivorous animals. But
Yeah.
We're not talking about those.
No,
animals.
but most of the animals,
The
they're eating.
domestic.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still eating greens. They may be carnivores. I'm sure they're eating some greens too, along with
Right.
it.
Exactly.
But yeah,
not for human.
no,
That's for
No.
sure.
So-
not for human consumption.
right, right. So we could get all our nutrients from the plants.
Yes.
And you need a variety of plants to eat from, the colors, the
Mhm.
red, orange, and yellow, and
Yes.
green.
Make a rainbow
Make a
out
rainbow.
on your plate.
Hmm.
Yes.
And it's likewise with your fruits.
You got
And
yellow,
vegetable.
green, orange. Yeah.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And in this documentary, they had Samuel Jackson his testimony was there, what he was battling with. And when he changed to this plant-based diet, he was able to correct those arteries, those issues that were going on in his body.
Right.
That blockage disappeared. And you're going to hear that from several people in
And
this
that's-
documentary,
Exactly.
where blockages were open, even lupus. This one girl who had lupus, and by being on this diet, her lupus, they had no
did.
sign.
That's right. She
Yeah.
got rid of her lupus.
She got rid of the
Yeah.
lupus. So, and cancer patients.
Yeah.
If someone who said, you're not going to be around for 6 months, this lady says, well, I'll call you in 6 months. And she did.
I think somebody said they walked into the office and the doctor asked them, why were they
Yeah,
there?
why you
what are you
here?
here for?
Yeah, why are you
I
here?
changed the way I eat.
That's
The
right.
doctor had given up on him.
Yes,
So that's also on the documentary.
right. There's so much
Yeah.
interesting and things that we need to be informed about our diet,
Yes, we do.
so that we can know that there are a lot of healthier choices, and the
Right.
cure is really here.
And that's our goal, is to get the word out and let people just look and see what they can do. Because
Mhm.
actually, all of us need to be aware of what we're buying at the store
Mhm.
and make sure that we can do something about it.
Right,
And
right.
if everybody stop buying that stuff,
Exactly.
they'll have to change.
So remember how they used to say you need to shop the outer part of the market,
Right.
market,
Mhm.
and not the inner aisles. Don't go in the inner aisles as
Yeah.
much, because a lot of in there is packaged,
Yeah.
and they have chemicals and sugar and sodium
Right.
and oil. Sugar, sodium, and oil are
Yes.
in most of the products that are on the shelf.
Right.
So that is what's harming us.
Right.
So if we could pull up that picture again of that guy with that hamburger waistline, let's you take a look at it now. Now, which choice would you want? Do you want to look like that hamburger waistline, eating the hamburger, the deli sandwich, the fries, the shakes, the pizza?
just because it tastes good
Doesn't mean it's
doesn't
good
mean
for you.
it's good for you.
We're killing ourselves.
That's right. And not only that, if you start planning your meals correctly, it'll start to taste good.
Yes, and you know what? Or do we? Well, before I talk about what I was going to say, or do you want to look like the right side, or make choices like the right side? Apples,
Right.
bananas, oranges, lentils, spinach, pinto beans, collard greens, turnip
Exactly.
greens,
all
kale
that.
greens, all
And
those.
those are the things that your parents did fix for you.
Mhm.
But
Carrots.
when it
And
got to be busy, they decided to go fast.
right.
So what happens is you have to find a way to plan your meals
You do. And what I
and
was,
make the right choices.
yeah, and what I was leaning towards was we talked about this in what charcuterie, how you say, I don't, charcuterie, okay, board, a platter,
Yeah,
charcuterie
right.
platter.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
we talked about that. And what,
For a snack, if you want to snack
well,
all
you know
day.
what? I ain't going to look at it as a snack anymore because I am now more so after looking at that video
Mhm.
determined to make it like a healthy meal.
Right.
And what does, when you look at those, it's kind of like a platter when you
It is.
when you go when they have the foot. Okay, guess what? The football game is coming up.
That's right.
What is Super Bowl?
So what you're gonna do instead of a cheese tray?
Yeah. So, and don't they make those cheese trays and
Trays,
those
and
meat
it's-
trays? They look
look-
so
so-
appetizing
yes,
and filling.
Yes.
Okay, we could do the same thing
Right.
with healthy food.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's what I am going to start doing more of, believe it or not. I'm going to start making me a charcuterie. I have a hard time saying that word, charcuterie
board.
a board, and with some healthy stuff. Olives,
Right,
even
yeah.
olives are good for you.
Yes, they are.
Good for you. And I put that on my charcuterie
Some
board.
tomatoes.
Tomatoes, cucumbers,
Yeah.
even onions. And then you can make some guacamole
Yeah. That's
and make a dip, a good ranch dip.
right.
And how about even having like a salsa?
That's
Even
true
a
too.
salsa on there.
Because you're making these yourself.
You're making them yourself. You could get
Right.
really creative
That's
and make
true.
it look appealing and put some grapes on it, or
Right. The different
apple
kinds
slices.
even the different kinds of grapes. I
Mhm.
mean,
And
all of these things.
right,
can-
and you can make a sweet, even a sweet kind of dip, even for your apple if you want, but using some of the natural sweeteners,
Right.
stevia or dates or raisin. And it's about, now we're talking about using our blenders a little bit more
Right. That is true.
instead of the oven.
That's right.
So I don't like cooking over the stove anyway.
So this is a real good idea.
Yeah,
For,
so that's what I am going to look to, trying to do something like that instead.
right.
So as we go to our next slide, as we talked about the foods that we eat, and some of us are going to find it hard, aren't we,
I think we are some of us.
to make that change.
Yeah.
So we need some help.
Yeah. So we had a help for you, and that's the doTERRA MetaPower system. So this is where we're gonna talk about the power to be for 2023. And we ask you to take a 30-day challenge. We've already asked you once, but we're asking you again today to start with the 30-day challenge with MetaPower. And MetaPower is your personal wellness realized. And that's what we want you to do, is to realize that you're interested in your health and that you're going to do something about it. And so we want to start out with
We take first of all, the first system is the metabolic blend.
mhm.
The first few products.
Okay. The MetaPower system has the blend, and it's the one that will definitely
Inhibits the fat.
it's the part of that system that gives you the opportunity to support your metabolic health and to reduce your appetite. Kind of that
Mhm.
stimulation can, to curb your appetite as well. And what happens is it's so ideal for whenever you feel like you want to do some exercises. You can use it, and it just changes your lifestyle when it comes to energy and your vitality and your weight. It really supports your appetite, your metabolic system, and it inhibits cell maturity.
Yeah.
Because sometimes that fat cells start to grow, so it does kind inhibits that to happen.
Right. And they did talk about that in a documentary
That's true.
about how our fat cells keep growing because of the sad diet that we're on.
Right.
And so now the next part of this system is going to be the MetaPower Assist, because with all those diseases that are going on, heart disease, even diabetes,
Yeah.
well, this is a great assistance to your diet change to help you get that under control. So
Right. And it
this-
has no soy, no
Right.
GMO, no preservatives, no
Mhm.
dairy, no gluten. So these are things that we're trying to introduce you to help.
yeah,
So,
help you with it, because
Mhm.
it's going to be a challenge to do what we say do.
Yeah.
And this is going to help you with the challenge that you're going to go through.
Yeah.
Now, the MetaPower Advantage, which is that last box there with those little packages
Yeah.
on it.
That's our collagen, and part of the metabolic system that is created to support healthy lifestyle regimens. It focuses on the increase of energy, the vitality, and your metabolic health, also weight management. But it adds to your skin too. It helps to vitalize your skin and to tighten your skin. So we're suggesting that you can add that to your daily routine.
Yeah, and it's going to support those muscles and connective tissues
Exactly.
as well. So metabolic system is designed to help you as we age, because we lose some of our stamina. I don't know what I want to call it, because a lot of us,
and we lose bone.
we lose
We
bone.
lose
Yeah,
a lot of things.
we
you know,
do.
when you're getting older.
And
so yeah.
But we don't want to be that person that's getting older and we have to have someone take care of us.
That is true.
So, and this metabolic system is going to help us along with our diet.
Yeah. So
We got to work. They work hand in hand.
Yeah. So we're encouraging continued movement too.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
that's going to help. Now we got to, along with that, we got to have a good vitamin, because in today's environment, everything is not like it used to be back in the day when our
No, it's-
moms and grandmas were coming up.
Right.
The food, the soil, but it's still good for us, better for us than what they're putting out there giving us. So Lifelong Vitality Pack,
Yeah.
that is a great source of vitamins that we need to be on.
Mhm.
And it's great for stress management. It's a DNA protection, immune function, hair and skin and nails. It helps with that.
Yeah.
Eye, brain, and nervous system, digestive system, and liver function.
And again, it's GMO free.
Yeah.
So we're trying to show you that this can help you to get rid of anything that's already going on.
Your bone support, everything
Yeah.
is there. Energy and focus. Everything is working together.
Right.
Food, MetaPower, and vitamins.
Exactly.
So the MetaPower system is $179, and that would give you a free enrollment with that.
with the doTERRA, so that you'll be able to get things at a different cost.
Right, get them at discounted prices.
Yeah.
And then our
That is the wholesale
lifelong,
cost.
yeah, it is our lifelong vitality pack. Now I like these individual packages because I am always on the go.
Mhm.
So all I do is grab my package or take it. It's already counted out for me or whatever, and take them that way easier than open up jars or containers.
Well, unfortunately, that's what I do.
Yeah, I was doing
Yeah,
that, and
right.
it's like having a hard time doing that all the time. And so, but for those that want to do that, you can. Those are a little bit less cheaper than the package, but I promote this one because it's already measured out for you and ready for you to just pick up and go, because we're always on the run. And this one is $86.50 wholesale. So first of all, let's get started with the MetaPower system.
Yeah, because that would definitely help you curb your appetites from some of that bad food.
Yeah.
When you're out, we got beetlets that you can throw in your mouth, that you know, and then we have gum that you can use as well if you get hungry while you're out and don't have your lunch with you.
Right.
So you can always curb your appetite till you get home.
Yes, you can do that.
Mhm.
So now we told you a lot about the foods that are out there that are better for you. And so let's talk about why we're telling you doTERRA is better for you, because first of all, they are safe products.
Yeah.
They are nothing but the plants that we're just telling you to
Again,
eat.
we're plant-based. Yeah.
They're nothing but the plants that are 100% natural and safe, and they have no side effects, no chemicals added, no additional substances added to this at
Right.
all.
Absolutely.
Just pure plants. And what they do, they are also, people like to do herbs, but these oils, because the way they're processed, they're 50 to 70% more powerful
Then herbs.
than the herbs.
Yeah.
Okay. And they have a grade, what we call certified pure therapeutic grade, but that's what we used to say. We don't say that anymore. We say certified pure tester grade, because many companies are using a therapeutic, and their quality is nowhere near doTERRA's quality.
Right. So we just want you to know that we tested
Mm-hmm.
3 times.
Three times and more.
Or more. Yeah.
Needed. And effective. Well, they're more effective than medicine or whatever you want to take. Why they're effective? Because our cell has what we call an oily membrane that's wrapped around it. And the purpose of that oily membrane is to keep the good things in and the bad things out. Well, bacteria forms on the outside, but viruses tend to get through that oily membrane.
Mhm.
And when they do that, they're creating havoc and causing all those diseases going on. So what these oils can do, they can penetrate that oily membrane. They could get inside because the molecules have been condensed to small enough to go through that cell and penetrate and attack whatever is going on inside. Because bacteria, when we have viral infection, most often there isn't medications that can treat those, because most medications are water-based. And as we know, oil and water do not mix, so that's why it cannot penetrate that cell. Now with the bacteria that's on the outside, they put you on antibiotics, okay, which is going to also create another problem for you, and you're going to get on another medication, or you're going to have something to repair that gut
Yeah.
after that. So that's why the oils are more effective, because they're able to penetrate that
Yes.
cell wall. Now, affordable. We always, everybody's always about the cost factor.
Yeah.
Well, let's think about it. If you got to go to the doctor, you got a copay, and he's going to most likely prescribe a prescription, and you got a copay for that, and you got to take time off. If you're working, you got to take time off from work and buy gas, whatever. When you do all that stuff, you've lost or spent at least $100, or most often. But with the oils, all it takes is a few drops. For instance, the ear infection, a couple of drops of lavender, a couple of drops of our tea tree oil. You rub it behind that ear and go to bed for 12 hours. And when you get up, it's going to be gone. And so that's how come it's more affordable, because it only took a couple of drops of that.
And your health is your wealth.
Yeah, and there was no side effect
Exactly.
to that at all. So that is why they're more affordable. So these oils are the best oils on the market to be used.
Yes. And there's 3 ways that you can use doTERRA essential oils. And we're talking about doTERRA essential oils only, not over the counter, because we cannot say that you can use any over-the-counter oils
Right.
internally. So the first way to use doTERRA oils is aromatic, and you can diffuse or inhale it to get a positive effect on your mood, to cleanse the air around you, and to support your respiratory system. Then there's topically, and you can apply it to the affected area. Any localized benefits you may, if you have sensitive skin, you may have to dilute it with the fractionated coconut oil for better results, or to keep it from harming your sensitive skin. But they can be used topically, and we use them topically in many ways, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. But in the meantime, the third way is internal. You can enjoy a few drops in your water. You can put it in a veggie cap, and you can use it under your tongue. But remember, when you're using it in your water, and your container must either be glass or it should be stainless steel. So in addition to the three ways, you can use it on your temple. Sometimes I take my rosemary and anoint my head from the front all the way back to the bottom of my neck. So you can use it in your temple and all the way over your scalp as well. You could also use it in your for headaches in your did I say temples?
You said your temple, but you meant your
I
forehead.
meant the
at
forehead.
first, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Mhm.
Anyway, you could use it in your temple and on your forehead. So this another way you can use it is in your navel, and when you use it in your navel, it gets to all of the parts of your body, and when, you could also use it in your spine. And when you use it on your spine, you get also the same results all the way through your, it
Mhm.
just penetrates to your system. But you have to rub it until you rub it in. And then we could also, again, use it under the bottom of your feet. And when you use it under the bottom of your feet, you're reaching your organs, you're reaching your brain, and you get your sinuses taken care of, your kidney, your spleen. Under the bottom of your feet, you don't have to use coconut oil because your skin under there is a little bit more tough, but
You have
it
sensitive
does,
skin.
yeah. But if you do want to use it with the coconut oil, it does help to get it drive it through your body much better, much faster. So those are the three ways that you can use the doTERRA essential oils.
Yeah.
Now we're going to talk about three ways to get them into your home. I know you're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So first of all, you can use it. You can get them in there by retail by just sending us an order or letting us set you up in an order or something. But that's the way you buy it for cruises or prices when you go to a spas or something like that. And when you're on the cruise, you can always buy stuff
Mhm.
and you pay retail for it. But that's not how we wanted you to do it. The second way is to do it wholesale. You get 25% off. Like when you go to Costco's or Sam's, you get a membership and you get 25% off. But maybe you want to buy it like Brenda and I. Brenda and I use it wholesale with the LRP, and LRP means a loyalty rewards program. And that's where you get 25% off, plus you get other perks.
Yes.
So if you're interested in getting these oils, just send us an email at 4visions4oils@gmail.com.
Yes. So now let's talk about why we choose doTERRA. And we choose doTERRA because, first of all, they do work.
Yeah, they
And
do.
I am a witness.
I am too.
Yeah, that they
Yes.
do work for
Yes.
me. They're the largest essential oil company in the world. They're the
Yes.
most tested and most trusted essential oils on the market. And we say that because they're tested and retested over and over to make sure
Right. Yeah.
that they are what they should be, as pure as they're supposed to be for our health benefit.
Right.
And they're used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. Yes, we have many doctors on our team
Yeah.
that are actually part of the company, researching and everything, but also doctors that are using them in their practice,
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
hospitals
Yes.
that are using them in their facilities.
Mhm.
Ethically and sustainably sourced. Yes. When we say they are sourced ethically,
Mhm.
they are sourced by small farmers,
Yeah.
because we're trying to help them improve their life as well as they helping us, not paying these big conglomerate companies that want to charge you so much money
Exactly.
and to produce your product.
Right.
Okay, so that's why they are ethically and sustainably sourced. And we work with those farmers closely so that we make sure that our product is what we want it to be.
Right.
They're in 120 plus markets open, and they do have this amazing, if you decide you want to do business like we do,
Yeah.
they have a great compensation plan.
Right.
Now, besides having that compensation plan, now, if they have a retention rate of over 70% loyalty. So
Mhm.
if I'm doing a business and I decide I don't want to do the business anymore, I'm going to continue to use the
Use the
product because the
oils.
product is such a great product.
It is.
Now, most companies like doTERRA, they don't lead with off with a great product. They're just all about the business.
Right. They're
So yeah,
just
so
promoting it
right.
just to have the people.
So once people are tired of doing the business, they're no longer hanging out with the product.
That's true.
They're gone. So the other good thing about this is they're a privately owned company, and they don't want to go public. It's incredible ownership team, a ownership team of 7 people, 6 men,
Mhm.
and 1 woman. And my favorite thing is they're debt free.
Debt free. Yeah.
Debt free. So now the other thing, if you want to uh, what am I trying to say? If you want to host a class for
Oh
us,
yeah, that's where you were
That's
headed.
where
I
I
didn't
was
know
trying
where
to
you.
go with.
I didn't
Yeah,
know where you were
I
headed.
know. Yeah, they can host a class
Yes,
for
they
us.
can.
And
Yeah.
and how about doing it virtual?
Right.
We could do it
Why can
virtual.
we do a virtual class and
Mhm.
share with your family and your friends or whichever way you want? We can do that. If you host a class, there's always a free gift.
Yes, free gifts. Now,
Yeah.
doTERRA has this cute little keychain,
Yeah.
and it holds like 8 vials of oils, and we will fill them for every person that comes to your class.
Yes.
They don't necessarily have to purchase, although we're going to encourage them to.
Right.
But for every person that comes to that class, we will fill those vials with an oil. And
right.
the oil would be of our choice to help with what maybe there's a health condition that you're working with.
Right.
Well, we'll make sure there's an oil in there that supports that condition.
Absolutely.
But we're going to always put something in there for your digestive system,
Yeah.
for your immune system. We're going to always put those type of oils in there for you.
Yes.
And we want to say this as I go back to how when we're using these oils, topically,
Aromatically, topically, and
topically,
internal.
internally. Well,
Yeah, I didn't mention that, did I?
You did what?
About
I
the
was just
label on the bottle.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, the label on the bottle. Go ahead.
The label on the bottle will say supplement if it can be used internally,
Yes.
and if it's not, you don't use it.
You
It's
can't
just
use
topically.
it, just
Yes.
topically.
And we have a lot of the tree oils that you can't use internally.
Yeah. But now the other thing is when you're inhaling any oil or you're putting it on your forehead, you want to make sure you don't get it in your
eyes.
Now,
Yeah.
if you should get oil into your eyes, then you want to use water. Not
water.
Not water. I'm sorry.
Not
Sorry,
water.
Not water. You want to use an olive oil, like
Yes.
an olive oil. or
Right.
something,
Because
an oil.
water,
Because water and
is
oil
gonna-
don't mix. It's
No,
gonna
it doesn't
intensify it.
mix. Right. Yes.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
You were
so
thinking it, but
I
you
was thinking
said
it. Yeah, I said
yeah.
the other.
Right. Yeah, you
Yeah.
said it the other way around. That's okay. We corrected it and we move on.
Yes. So we just want to encourage you all to use our doTERRA essential oils to help you with those lifestyle changes you're going to make with
Absolutely.
those dietary things, that changes you're going to make. I'm going to start off today by making my charcuterie board.
Okay.
And that's going to be, look, I'm making it my dinner.
Okay.
I'm going to make it my dinner. You could be very creative with the charcuterie board.
I have to see that. Take a
Yeah.
picture of it for me.
I will.
Now, what I do with my salads, though, I chop everything up and put them in containers in the refrigerator. So that's a start, maybe.
It is.
You
It
know,
really is.
because I do the bell peppers and I do the cucumbers and I do the
Mm-hmm.
onions and tomatoes. I do all of that
Mhm.
separate. And then, of course, the greens. But the greens, I just leave them in a big bowl.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, the purpose of that charcuterie board is I'm trying to do more raw.
Gotcha.
And I'm also trying to make it appealing, not only for me, but for
your family.
so
Yeah.
that they're going to want to eat it
Right.
as well. Because remember, we eat with our eyes first. If it
Yes,
doesn't
we
look
do.
appealing,
That's true.
then we're not going to want to eat
Right,
it. You
right.
eat it. So
I have to try that, though.
I am going to try
What
it,
are you doing
yes.
for the board?
I actually, well, you know what? I actually bought a board
Okay.
because we're planning on doing something a little bigger with it,
Okay.
as our doTERRA team
Okay.
does. But I thought about it the other day. I said, I don't need a smaller board. And I was going to go get one. But then I realized I had gotten one for Christmas. It's really what it is. It's either a board or a cutting board.
Oh, okay.
And so I got this
Does it
brand
have
new.
sides to it, though?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, it's just a board.
Just the board.
Okay.
No size to it. If you could get one with a size to it if you want. But this one, the one I bought is like a Lazy Susan. It's
Okay.
round,
Okay.
and I got carried away. I wasn't supposed to get that one, but I got carried away when I saw it. And it swirls around on the table. And
Oh, that's a nice
so-
idea, because that way if
And it
you
was
put it on the
nice
table and people are sitting, they can
Mhm.
twirl it around and get
to get whatever part. So I'm
Exactly.
gonna have fruit on
Exactly.
there. I'm gonna have veggies on there. I'm gonna have a dip. I may even
Mhm.
have salad. I like my chickpea
Okay.
salad because I want some beans and I want everything. We need beans, we need fruit, we need vegetables.
Yeah, you gotta have
What
the
else?
rainbow. You gotta
Yeah,
have
I gotta
different
have a
red,
rainbow.
and you gotta have everything that
Hmm
you need on
And
there.
I'm gonna even get
Protein and greens, whatever. Yeah.
There is even a some type of cracker that we can have.
Oh yeah.
There is one I can't remember, but it has to be like a whole grain cracker or whole grain bread, and I would also have that on the board too.
Yeah.
One
read
of those.
read the label.
Definitely read the labels.
Yes.
Actually, I'll go.
Yeah, we want to make sure that they
yeah.
can remember
Make sure I
that.
get a whole grain, like they did back in the
Mhm.
biblical days. That type of bread. It's not that tasty, but it's better for you. What is
Ezekiel.
like the Ezekiel
Yeah,
bread?
Ezekiel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Well,
that
you
would
know
be-
what? I think we have to get off.
Well, it time is up.
And we just
about.
want to make sure that everybody remember that your health is not,
An investment,
it is
an expense.
expense.
I'm sorry.
It's an investment.
It is an investment.
Yes. And we just want to thank you for coming to listen to us today and be all you can be in 23. And remember that you can come, send us an email at Forward Visions for LLs so you can get this information and we can send you that video.
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to end it with the scripture. And thank you for coming today.
Right. The scripture we're closing out with: the Lord redeemeth the soul of his servants, and none of them that trust in him shall be desolate. That's found in Psalms 34:22.
So I hope that you've enjoyed us today and that you've learned something about what you need to do to be what you want to be in 23. And we are
Oils behind closed doors.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for coming. For listening in.
Be blessed.
Views made on the preceding program are not those of WVTC Radio, iNetworks Communications, or their financial supporters.
Winning